The dream of the Gothic king Theodoric was to rebuild the Roman Empire in its original guise, in a historical moment when it was divided into two large eastern and western blocks, giving Rome the importance that it deserved. This imposing and austere monument represents well the idea of power to which the king, who ruled in Ravenna for about 33 years, aspired. The mausoleum was built near the barbaric necropolis on the outskirts of the town, and consists of Istrian limestone blocks which give the monument great brightness. Given the size of the blocks, the masonry is dry installed, but it is hooked internally through iron staples. Originally, the building was isolated, but it was incorporated as an oratory around the 10th century to a Benedictine monastery called Sancta Maria ad Farum. Nearby, a lighthouse for ships was built, since the village was very close to the sea. The trails of the lighthouse were lost since the 12th century, and the convent was demolished in the 17th century, bringing the mausoleum back to its original isolated condition. During the Middle Ages, it became a burial place, similarly to what happened to the Pantheon in Rome, and was later forgotten to such an extent that during the Enlightenment the lower floor was totally buried due to the constant flooding of the river surrounding the city. The tomb consists of three distinct and clearly visible elements: the upper one, the lower one, and the monumental coverage. The 10-sided lower floor is punctuated by as many niches, surrounded by impressive round arches, reminding the Roman classical architectural tradition. The interior is accessible from one of these niches and has a Greek cross plan. It should probably be a burial place for the rest of the imperial family. The upper floor is 10-sided as well, and is not naturally connected with the lower one. Externally, you can notice some niches, which seem to suggest the presence of a colonnade, probably intended to lighten the structure visually. The only decoration insistently present in the mausoleum is a subject called pincer that is typical of the barbarian peoples. Inside, the hall is very bare, decorated with a polychrome stucco cross on the ceiling. In the center of the room is a large basin sarcophagus of red porphyry containing the remains of Theodoric. The reason for the lack of connection between a plan and another of the mausoleum appears to be the desire to preserve the king's body not only from vandalic acts, but also from the frequent floods and overflowing that kept the city of Romagna in check. It is, however, thought that the monarch's body didn't remain for a long time in its original location, since the hatred generated in Orthodox Christians by the Arian religion Theodoric was devout to was fierce. What mainly strikes the visitor is the monumental coverage, consisting of a single Istrian stone block, 1 meter thick, with an 11-meter diameter and an estimated weight of about 300 tons. The amount of work necessary to carve the dome, but also to carry it on the Adriatic by a colossal life raft, was really impressive. Around the roof are 12 spurs with the name of 8 apostles and the 4 evangelists, whose function was both decorative and to provide a hook for supporting ropes during manufacture and installation. The difficulty of such an undertaking, clearly visible from the inside of the funerary cell, is testified also by the long rift on the dome. The particular choice for the coverage, like the rest of the work, refers to the classic Roman architectural aesthetics.